Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
All right. Pretty good. Pretty neat. All right. Pretty good. Pretty neat. All right. What's happening? 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west. And Laka Maranasha Fapa. And they're all moving along pretty well. Bishop 4, Dan Ryan, Skyway, Toll Road, Borman, I-65. They're all moving along pretty well. Now, I can't play more than 6 seconds of a song, so just get it in your head. A hard rain is gonna fall. You get the idea. So now this is the point where, Braj, you gotta text me and say, hey, yeah, you're on Udemy. How long you been on Udemy? Well, let's see. How do I find it? Go to Udemy. All right, go to Udemy. And then you say, is Jed on live right now? And then they say, you're on Udemy. The Jim Dedelow Show. You're on Udemy. That's me, baby. All right, so tell all your friends that we're on Udemy. Hey, what you're witnessing here is the rebirth of WJB. And it's taken a while. We, as in some other people, including Bob Starkey and Chuck Pullen, and some others are helping out to build a studio. We don't have a ton of money, but we have some. And we can build some... We already have the highest level equipment that you can basically buy. You see all these, these robotic cameras and all the streaming and stuff. But what we had at Purdue was a little bit of a problem. And it was a problem that I created. In that you came in and you're like, wow, this is great studio. And it's in the corner and you can see the road right there. And it had a really, I guess, kind of almost like a corporate feel to the studios. And if you ever did a show there, you know what I'm talking about, or if you watched it there. And it was not homey, kind of like it is now if you're watching on Udemy. This is all temporary, by the way. And I'll get to what's happening. But part of the problem was that when the trucks would come by or the sirens or the constant rush of traffic, it's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to be sitting there in the corner. The engineers over here at Superior, they did a bunch of research on building studios, and they said, hey, man, we got to put you on the other corner and wall it off so that you have great sound and you can control the light. So those two things were problems. We couldn't control the sound and we couldn't control the light. So a truck would park outside of WJOB and block the sun and all of the light would change. Or a cloud would come by, or even worse, it would be cloudy and then it would all of a sudden open up. Or I would start the show in the dark like it is now, I think. I haven't been outside in 45 minutes, but it would start dark and then it would get light, and all the light was set for the dark, and then you had to readjust it. So we're trying to build a studio that has, I guess, professional background and professional sound, and it's all controllable. So you guys will like it if you buy a show here, and that would be my shameless plug for, do you want to do a podcast? Are you serious about it? We charge for it. In the beginning, we were just doing them just to get, learn a few things. But over time, we realized that there is it's just kind of with the sports network. We went one direction. We built a TV network that we thought was going to be like competing with Chicago TV stations, because we never had one down here. And then we realized that was way too much investment for the return. So we started doing a few games just out of the heck of it, and then we stumbled on it, man. Let me see if I'm on. Hele Morohoroskifi. Hele Morohoroskifi. Yeah, there it is. I'm on. And so we stumbled on the sports network, and we kind of stumbled on this whole podcasting thing. We did these radio shows forever, and then we had a few people like, hey, can I just want to make a podcast? And then we started messing around with it, and we didn't know that there was a massive market for it. Really, if you think about it, if you're a company of any size, you should be doing a podcast and telling your own story, or other people are going to tell your own story for you. But you could set yourself up as someone that, you establish a relationship with people. You see Calumet Painting do it. You see Guard Street do it. We've seen some companies come and go over the years, but the new trend is to do a podcast to market your own business. So we're here, and there used to be 5 radio stations here, and so we have 5 studios at least. We actually could have 7, and you can do a podcast anytime. But we want one main one to come back to where the sound is controlled. Not that matters to anybody, whatever. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with the weather. Really not too bad this morning. I was up early, went and worked out. The Y over here opens up at 4:45, and I was like one of the 75 people waiting for the door to open. It's like a Who concert, man. There it is. Cloudy this morning, followed by clouds breaking for some sun this afternoon. It's only 24 degrees right now, but it should warm up all the way to 40. Tomorrow, you're not going to believe this. Mostly sunny and warmer, and a high of 51 degrees. Then by Saturday, periods of clouds and sun and a high of 53. What about Sunday? Sunny and a high of 56. I don't know what to do with that, other than take the grandkid for a walk and pull them out of the stroller and then go roll around the park, and everything's going to be just mushy and muddy and mucky, and then bring them home all messy and unable to just dirt everywhere, and then hand them to my daughter and go, okay, I got to go. I'll see you later. Bye. All right, 219-845-1100 if you want to call in. Let's talk about a few things. First of all, let's go national. You ever realize when you're like doing something? I used to get really, I used to be a trader. And by the way, I'm doing a podcast right now with the cow guy. And he and I and Matt Maloney got together and put together one of my favorite episodes, 3 traders that all realize that we're lucky to be alive. And that'll come out pretty soon. You'll hear it at some point. But anyways, as a trader, I forgot where I was going. What was I talking about? Oh, you know what? Let me think about it. All right, what was I? Let's backtrack. You know what? I can go back on YouTube and find out what I was talking about, and then I could just resume it. And then you go to Riverside, and they'll just take out the part that you forgot. It's like it's dementia proof. Anyways, I did the podcast with those guys. But what's going on at the national front is the same thing as when I was a trader. I didn't realize that acting arrogant and getting drunk and ingesting substances and talking very loudly with F-bombs and being in restaurants, almost all in Chicago. Nobody down here knows that side of me, but it was real. And every once in a while, I would come and party down here. Very rarely. I always partied in the city. It was what happened. All the other traders I would party with. And once in a while, we would come down here and go to a bar, and I'd run into another trader. And we would start F-bombing and talking very loudly and making fun of each other and just saying the nastiest things to each other. And I just remember my wife going, hey, Jed, people are watching. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I never really thought about it or cared. And that's one of the reasons I left all that whole life. But I'm watching the TV yesterday, and this Attorney General Pam Bondi is on. And the Congress people on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, are just asking her, like, hey, why weren't the names of all of the survivors of Epstein's sexual trafficking, why weren't they redacted out of all these materials? And then you redact it, just stay with that. Oh, and then she would yell, well, why aren't we talking about the killing in your district? Or look at the Dow, it's up 50,000. And then they would ask usually a calm question, and then she was just pushing the button. She wasn't going to answer anything. She was taught to just be completely belligerent, and all that would do is it would get the person who was asking the question, more often than not, all excited and yelling too, and then two people are yelling at each other, and all I could think of is, people are watching, and the world is watching. Like, Vice President Vance went to the Olympics and they booed him. I mean, the world is watching our dysfunctionality. Now, that's, I guess, okay. And I think it's okay. I don't know who it's okay to, but it's got to be okay to somebody, because that's what we're doing. Now, I will tell you this. I get a just kind of a secret pleasure out of just watching chaotic dysfunctionality, up to a point, I suppose. And yesterday was some of the most entertaining theater there is. First of all, the Democratic congressmen and women, they're just seething that they've lost all the power, and they're trying to stay within a decorum of communication, and Trump and all the people he trained to just sow chaos are, I don't know what you would call it. They're just doing what he told them to do, which is go back to Roy Cohn and just do that. Never apologize. Never admit anything. Don't even answer a question. You don't have to. You're in power. I get it. I've told you guys that for a long time. I go, if you elect somebody and you put them in power, they're in power. They can do whatever they want until you elect them out. And that's what's happening. But yesterday was that. It was like Alexis telling me, hey, people are watching. And, I was in my 30s and just totally belligerent and chaotic and didn't care about anybody. And, I don't even know if Alexis is aware of the depths of my depravity. And that's exactly what that was yesterday. If anybody watched that, it was so dramatic, chaotic, dysfunctional, that it was kind of endearing in its own way. All these people yelling at Jamie Raskin, yelling at Pam Bondi, and her just not answering anything. And she had just canned stock insults for people. And it was like, the only problem that I would say to Ms. Bondi is that you could be told what to do and how to do it by President Trump and Stephen Miller and be trained by that vein of thinking. But you got to realize that you're just a tool. You know what I mean? And if your usefulness goes, you're no longer useful to the administration, that they will discard you, like Cohen or what was that attorney where his makeup was running down his side of his face at one time, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, there's a whole list of people that have either gone to jail or been discarded, and you got to watch for that. Like, there was a recent one, that Bovino guy. He's doing his job. He's doing what the administration told him to do with ICE, and then all of a sudden he's like, we don't need you anymore. You're too much of a liability, and you're out. Well, all that stuff you did, and all that like infantile way that you acted in a non-caring manner. Yesterday, there was one part that, I thought Ms. Bondi kind of held her own yesterday, and in her own way was like, just really ugly to talk to. I mean, honestly, I felt like she was like one of my ex-girlfriends, man. I had a whole line of them that I don't even know if I could say that. It was like one of my buddies said, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know, man. It just seems kind of things happen where somebody gets, very, very, I guess contradictory to whatever I want to say. And the guy said, "Hey, man, you can't argue with Cray Cray." I'm like, wow, she was one of my exes, but it was still really entertaining. So that's all I could say to you guys is enjoy the entertainment, man, because this isn't going to last. Oh, George Bush the second, he was boring. No drama. Obama, boring. Maybe Bill Clinton had some excitement to him, or even the earlier years of Reagan before he kind of descended a little bit. That was kind of entertaining, but there, at the presidential level, it's not usually that entertaining. Biden, I don't know if I'd want to sit next to him at a dinner party. I mean, come on, man. I'm just here for the laughs, and you're not giving me any. But if you sit next to Trump, you could easily get laughs out of it because it's just so dysfunctional, and some of it's true, some of it's not, and you just move on and go, gosh, this is really something, that has gained my attention. But yesterday was a high point for dysfunctionality. And the rest of the world was watching. Honestly, they're like, "Is that how you guys do this?" Sitting in a congressional hearing, just yelling at each other, and obviously the woman wasn't answering the questions, and it was an awful scene. That one time where one of the Congress people goes, "Hey, there's all these victims of sexual abuse from sexual trafficking by Epstein, and they're sitting right behind you, and they want some justice, and you're not giving it to them. Would you, apologize to them?" And she wouldn't turn around and look at him, or she wouldn't apologize or even address it. And I think there's a horrible message about America out of yesterday on both sides. But there is an even deeper message that's going on right now. And that is that if you're rich and powerful, you can get away with it. And that is, I think, what, I try to tell Verley. I'm like, that's what Trump understood, that people are angry. They're angry at the elite nature in America. And, he picked it up. I remember when he came in 2016, 2017, whatever year that was. And I'm like, wow, this will be kind of, I'm kind of glad. I mean, I had gone to Washington, D.C. twice in like a couple of years. And I'm like, this country club needs to be shaken up now. And he was there to do it. But then he started lying. And I'm like, my job is to kind of be somewhat genuine, or at least strive to. And I can't quite get it. But I think what's happening is, from a socioeconomic perspective, you have Trump coming in on the idea that screw the elitists, they're screwing you. And then the Epstein thing comes along, and then all these people are getting protected, and it kind of breaks that argument down. That's the first thing. The Epstein thing is huge, man. I just didn't think it was at first. But, I mean, it's just grabbing more and more people, and people are losing their jobs. And, I don't know if it's a little bit of wokeism kind of thing, and it's going a little too far, or it hasn't even begun. Remember Brent Brazier was here the other day, and I'm like, he's talking about it, and he's like, I think the reason that they're not letting all of the names out and all of the documents out is because if they do, society's going to break down. And I'm like, oh, you're so, you grew up in the South, you've eaten too much barbecue and too much smoked barbecue. And then I started thinking about it. I mean, look at all these names and colleges and big law firms. But really at the very core of this is that at least for me, you got to think about, what about those young women? Now, I'm starting to talk a little bit more about the Board of Trade now that I'm doing the podcast with a cow guy. Maloney he's kind of one of the biggest realtors around here, but at one time he was a piece of work, my friend. So I'm starting to talk a little bit more about that, but I did not partake in this, but I saw a lot of young women being taken in by older men in and around the Board of Trade. And, I don't know. It's just, I could see if you took it further how these guys could build up their own island just for, having sex parties with underage women and how vulnerable they are at that age. There's a reason that we have laws that you can't go after underage women because, you got to get to a decision. You got to have a time when you can make that decision. So, I kind of look at it from the outside and I'm like, man, the people in America are starting to kind of go, well, geez, this hints of that. This is what I don't want that. And the second thing that's happening right now is that we have a K economy. It's like, oh my gosh. And this is an awful argument. I wish that if Pam Bondi had consulted me, I would have given her like, hey, from a strategic crisis communications standpoint, do not get up there and say how great the Dow's doing and the S&P's doing and all of that. Because what's happening in America is you have a K economy. The one level of the K is going up, and people that are already well off are getting even more well off. And then the downstroke of the K is most people who are doing worse. And I think that's showing up in the NIPSCO protests and in the opposition to data centers and even in the workplace. You have people that have good, steady jobs and they're like, yeah, I'm doing great in my 401k. And then like most people are having trouble, making it to the next paycheck, and some are getting their benefits cut, and it's two different Americas. I saw this morning that some independent firm or independent agency came out and said that the income disparity in America is at a 60-year high. 60-year high. So what you have at the same time is you have this Epstein thing that if you read it and from any directions, it's like, oh my God, if you're rich and powerful, you can do the most awful things and hope kind of skate away from it. At least you won't get prosecuted. You may lose your job or something. But even that, they'll just hide your name so that you're not involved and don't worry about it. Okay, we'll take care of you. And there's a lot of people that were in on it, not just in America, all around the world. And the average person is like, the average family has daughters. You know what I mean? And they're like, if you should be held accountable. I mean, it's like 83% of Americans want more talk about it. Justice. And then you have, income disparity getting worse and worse. I see it all the time. I mean, we live here in the region. We're working class people. And there are all sorts of people that can barely make it. You have North Township trustee coming in. I don't even know if they come in today, but they're busy. I mean, try getting an appointment over the phone with North Township right now. How is that? Well, I mean, the stock market's doing great. Oh yeah, for people that already have money. So I enjoyed the entertainment yesterday. Extremely enjoyed it. The Pam Bondi versus the world thing. She held her own. She did the Roy Cohn, deny, deflect, don't answer anything. We're in charge and I don't care, which is what we elected. And then you have the Democrats are like, we want the power and you're not answering and we're going to yell at you too. And it was some of the most, you could say it was one of the ugly points in American history, but it was also one of the most entertaining. And then the same day it comes out even more data on the K economy. If you're one of those people on the bottom part of the K and you're barely making it, then you understand it. I don't have to explain that to you. And that's where we're at, man. And it just gets to be a lot, and I understand when people call in and they're saying, oh, how do you put up with that really angry caller? It's like, I understand the anger. I understand the dissatisfaction. I understand with the dissatisfaction of what America has become. I can't define it. I can't tell you, oh, this is what's happened. We have gone through this process and now we are this. Are we a democracy? I guess. But what's that mean for the average person? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, still entertaining. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. Secret pleasure. Is that good enough? I know I got to take some phone calls. I got all this set up. Guess who's here today? Kuziak's back. And he's bringing with him, right now he's picking up Puerto Rican Frankie. They'll be here later and talk about entertainment. Like I told you guys, there's a lot going on in the world and we'll cover it and everything, but there's a lot of laughs out there and there's a lot of entertainment. Puerto Rican Frankie would be a good example of, well, it's kind of entertaining, but, there are a lot of people that went through the East Chicago grist mill for many years and got chewed up and spit out. And, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, it was, even as a kid, as being a teenager, my cousin dated Drew Pastrick, so we were like all at the Pastrick things, and I got to know Kevin. He was a little younger, and it was so just all these like big time politicians, and I don't know, it was just very entertaining to me. And then I didn't really realize what was going on, but still got some laughs out of it. Be right back on the voice and face of the Calumet region. How you doing?
Introducing Powers Health, a health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future. One with a commitment to medical excellence and compassionate care. Everything we do, everything we believe, powers health.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first.
Get off that bike. Matters. I want to talk to you.
We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
Do you like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Are you sausage curious?
Yes.
Big Frank Sausage has the very best Polish food in the region.
You had a mouthful of Big Frank sausage?
We have a full bar, dine-in, carry-out, delivery, and catering available.
I've had a mouthful of Big Frank sausage.
I've got a mouthful of Big Frank sausage.
219-378-9556. Smacznego i na zdrowie.
Who's ready for Poland?
Escape Papa Maraniere.
IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors bring the highest standard of electrical work to Lake County homes, schools, and businesses. From everyday fixes to once-in-a-lifetime builds, we don't just get the job done, we get it done right and up to the highest safety standards. When you need electrical work, hire the professionals who power Indiana. Powering Indiana, Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community.
Sorry I cut you off there. IBEW. I know Doty's listening. She's like, well, where's our TV commercials? Just relax. We're moving into these new studios across the hall here. They're building them. They're not done yet. Last night, the guys painted, and it smells in here like paint and a little bit like sauerkraut. Just a little faint hint of it. And maybe the reason I'm coughing a little bit is that I sprayed a little bit of this Glade pumpkin and ginger, partly because I worked out and did not shower. But I don't think Puerto Rican Frankie and Kuziak are going to mind. They got their own hygiene problems to deal with. Anyways, taking a look at traffic, I will, and as soon as I bring it up, it's one of these 18 tabs. There it is. 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. Bishop Ford, Dan Ryan, Skyway Toll Road, Barman, I-65, they're all moving along pretty well. And in terms of the weather, beautiful, man. It's just awesome for February. It's a 5,600 square foot building, and noticing all of the NIPSCO rates, I'm like, hey, we're only going to heat about 1,800 square feet of the building. So for a while there, I'd have to come down. It got down to -4, -7, and I'd have to come down and turn the water off overnight. It was kind of, if it's above like 20 or something, you're fine, but I don't want a problem, so I don't have to do that I'm not doing it this weekend. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the grandkid out, roll him in the mud, and hand him back to my daughter and say, hey, I got to go. Because it's going to be all muddy, but it's going to be beautiful today. Cloudy this morning, followed by clouds, breaking for some sun this afternoon, and a high of 40. Tomorrow, high of 51, mostly sunny and warmer. Hold on, Coos. Here you go. Loco boroshmi fi hapkalara parashma. There you go. 51 tomorrow, mostly sunny and warmer, and then Saturday, high of 53, periods of clouds and sun. Yesterday, I drove down and saw, spent the day basically with Alexis's mom, who is down in a facility in South St. John, beautiful place, and so I drove from Munster to South St. John to downtown Hammond and then back to St. John. I think I'd rather drive to Milwaukee than drive from downtown Hammond to South St. John. I just haven't really done that drive in a while. And then I went some back roads, and every 2-lane back road that I used to take is just packed. I mean, I worry about the infrastructure of South Dyer, St. John, East or West Crown Point, that whole area. I mean, how many more things can you build and be okay? All right, here we go. Let's take some phone calls. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Well, we got mom-in-law staying with the rich folks, huh?
No wonder why my car I'm driving.
I got it.
I'm driving a 23-year-old car. Why do you think? But yeah,
they're probably like, what's that guy doing over here?
Exactly. Hey, but literally, I'm like, I got home. It was, drive there, pick her up, go to see whatever he had to do, then drive back, we stopped at Culver's on the way, which is nice. They got the walleye right now. Oh, it was unbelievable. And then, but where did all that traffic come in the last 2 years? I mean, literally, it was unnavigable. I mean,
it sucks.
It's got to choke the growth at some point. But anyways.
I don't know. You over by Walmart, they just keep on digging foundations, man. It don't stop.
Who's watching?
I don't know, but they allowed along. It's nothing but 2-lane roads.
Yeah,
and they allowed all that development, and it's just a cluster bomb, man.
And they're not just 2-lane roads; they were made for like farm machinery. So there's these massive cuts on the side of the 2-lane road, like massive drainage ditches, and then just a road. There's not even like any 4-foot of shoulder or anything.
No,
it's just I'm like. And then I'm like, Alexa's like, why are you going this way? Oh, I know a shortcut. Not anymore. She's like, it's 12 deep at the stop sign. Why are you going this way? Hey, I'll be out in a minute, guys. Anyways, do you want me to bitch about the traffic some more, or can we talk about something else?
Yeah, let's talk about something else. But yeah, I bet my cousin, they have a grandma that stays over there, and I'm sure they're at the same place probably. But it is nice. It is nice.
Yeah, they were making masticholi for dinner with a salad and homemade Greek dressing. And I'm like, why are we going to Culver's, man?
They're too shabby.
Exactly. But anyways, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, but anyways, you were talking about the Pam. There's all kinds of stuff on my mind. But you were talking about the Pam Bondi thing. They had Scott Besson in there the other day, too. And it's just the same stuff, just yell at each other and but it was funny that Pam Bondi, that one lady was like, yelling or whatever, and that Pam Bondi goes, yeah, coming from you, isn't one of your biggest donors Reed Hoffman? And this lady, she looked like she wanted to crawl in a hole and die. It was pretty funny.
She was prepared with insult after insult, and she used all of them. I mean, it was straight out of the Trump playbook to insult people, and it was like, I'm with you, it was great theater from both sides until you saw the women behind there that were victims, and their life at some point got kind of defined by being one of Epstein's sexual trafficked persons, and it's hard to get past that. The gravity of the situation is there.
It is amazing, though, if you really think about it. George Bush could have threw this guy in jail. I mean, this started during Bush. Obama sat on it for 8 years, did nothing. Then came Trump in 2016. Nothing. Well, he actually threw the guy in jail. Trump's Justice Department threw him in jail in 2019. Just how many people sat on this? Biden sat on. Pam Bondi had a good point. Why didn't you ask Merrick Garland about all this bull crap? And it's like, dude, this has been going on for like 20 years, and it's like now, and, you talk about Trump's playbook, and I'm thinking about it, and they're falling right into his playbook. Trump tells them, let's move on. Don't worry about it. And Trump knows they're going to do the exact opposite and keep on digging and digging. And then you got Hakeem Jeffries trying to solicit Epstein for some campaign donations, and Trump's just the rats are going to jump off the sinking ship. This is crazy.
Well, I think you're right about that, and I have not been really watching this, or I'm like, man, this is awful. The women are coming out, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, became their spokesperson, And I'm like, wow, this is real. And where is this going to go? But when Brazier was in here the other day, and he's like, I'll tell you why they're not giving it all up. Because if they do, it's going to break down society. And I'm like, that can't possibly be. But if it goes that deep, who knows? Who knows, man?
It's shuffling it sure is shuffling the royal family up a little bit, ain't it?
Oh, goes that high already. Who knows where else it's going? All right, man. Thanks for the phone call. Talk to you. Hey, hello, you're on the air.
Jimmy, when's the last time you had a mouthful of Big Frank's sausage?
Well, that used to be something else when I was a little kid, and I would go eat there all the time, but I can't remember what it was called. Someone will text me, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of question that is, but let's say July.
A loaded question. Hey, listen, Jimmy, I know you're a big reader of the New York Times and MSNBC coming up with that, it's the K economy now. Yeah, that's a good one. But did you see the 2 articles in the New York Times written by the opinion board of the New York Times? Pot is killing America.
I did see that.
Finally thrown in the towel, huh?
I did see that.
Did you read it and comprehend it and go, wow, you know what this article sounds like? This article sounds like that Tool Walt. Sounds like Mad Max. Sounds like Bob. Sounds like all those square guys that didn't get into the pot scene who were saying this stuff is bad news. It's addictive. The law of unintended consequences are going to do a good job of destroying the youth of America. And lo and behold, the New York Times is now carrying that banner. And you know what their solution is, which was even funnier? Their solution is more government. Not less pot, more government. I've never heard of a group of people who claim to have a functioning brain in their head sound stupider.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for your phone call. I appreciate it. 219-845-1100. Yeah, we got you. Let's see one more. Hey, you are on the air. How are you?
How in the world do I follow that?
It's a tough act.
Jimmy?
It's a tough act, baby.
Well, here's kind of my random insight from Tuesday, if you will. Kind of concerning your producer and that show Bible she was working on. I would not be surprised. Don't be surprised if Mary Beth O'Connor kind of gives the show Bible the 3rd degree and then some. And I'm speaking from experience. I've been through that script writing class myself.
She has her own ways of doing things and is very disciplined towards students, and I appreciate that. Because I know when they come here that they've gone...
Oh, believe me, I've been through there. I know.
Yeah,
and we ended up winning, and the team I was on when I went through that class ended up winning a first-place award, and then ended up going to Las Vegas, of all things. Way back about 20-plus years ago.
Oh, good for you, man. So anything else going on in your mind?
So yes, amongst other things... celebrating birthday number 54 this week.
Way to go, David. That's good for you, man. I'm glad to hear it. 54 good years. No, 52 good years and maybe 2 bad ones.
Well, some of them good, some of them meh. It's like you'll have that when you kind of get to about 50 plus, if you will. And yes, if you wanted to sing happy birthday, I give you the license to do that, but I get to sing happy birthday to you right back.
No. What's the day that you're actually turning 54?
Actually, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. All right, hang up, but you're not going to sign. I'll sing it to you right now. There you go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to David. Happy birthday to you. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
One more thing, data centers.
Oh, you can't do that.
The law of unintended
I'm trying to get everybody involved. All right, and I will definitely pick that up, but I got some people waiting. Hey, everybody, AM 1230, WJOB 104.7 FM, the voice and face of the region. I promised the sports guys, and we have a sister company. It's in a different location, a different company, and they stream games, and they're in the middle of that. Go ahead and download I don't know if it's become Heartland Sports yet on your service, but it's either Jed TV, but it's becoming the Heartland Sports Network. Tonight, they've got Griffith at Highland Boys in basketball. Ben Cohart, AJ, and on the call are Petoskey and Andy Wielgus. Bob Petoskey and Andy Wielgus. And then maybe is that at Griffith? Well, I don't know who's at what. Oh, the site. Okay, so it's Griffith at Highland. It's Morton at Calumet in boys basketball. It's Hobart at Andrean in boys basketball. You'll be able to see all those games tonight. Just go to the app or go to a website or go to Apple, Spotify, or Apple TV or Roku or any of that and download the app up on your TV and you'll be able to watch them in your living room. Tomorrow we got a whole bunch. Listen to this. Cal College women's basketball hosts St. Xavier. Rensselaer Central is at Boone Grove. DeMont Christian is at Lake Station. Couts is at Morgan. South Central is at Washington Township. KV is at Ileana Boys. Ileana. I can't remember. Is it Christian or it's Ileana Christian, and that is at 7:00. And then also, I don't know, Hanover Central is at Lowell in boys basketball. Now, the big thing that we got going on is Saturday. Girls basketball regionals. We're sending a team out to Winnemac, and we're sending a whole team out to LaPorte. All those games cost a bunch of money because we've got to pay the IHSAA. If you want to help sponsor any of that, they'll take your $100 or $200. Just do Peter, Peter, at heartlandsportsnet.com. That's Peter at heartlandsportsnet.com. Literally, it's just enough to defray some of the costs. And we put all the young girls on TV and put the games on, and we announce them. Who are the announcers on? All right, out at Winnemac, it is Sam Michael and Tim Fedler. And then from LaPorte, it's Josh Lepowski and Larry Moore Jr. Those are two of the best broadcasting duos in the state of Indiana. Larry Moore Jr. has really upped his game over the time. Sam Michael is could be a Big Ten announcer. And everybody else that's involved there is all very high quality. You will not be disappointed. And you know what? If you need some insurance, you might want to go see the Ogren brothers, huh?
Ogren Insurance, Hammond's oldest family-owned independent insurance agency. Now in its third generation, providing clients in the Chicago area with products from quality insurance companies to handle your every need. Regardless of driving history, Ogren Insurance can find the right coverage for you at competitive prices. To learn more about the insurance solutions and services we offer throughout Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan, call 219-933-0076 or visit our website, ogreninsurance.com. We're located at 6929 Homan Avenue in Hammond, Indiana. Do business locally with someone you know and trust.
For a fast and friendly car wash, go to Easy Clean Car Wash. Open 7 days a week in 4 convenient locations: Highland, Griffith, Cherville, and Lansing. Free vacuuming, air freshener, and a towel with every wash. It's fast, safe, and gentle. For more information and hours of all our locations, visit myeasyclean.com. Also, see how you can wash your car daily with our $10 Ultimate Wash for only $19.99 per month. Give your car the best clean at Easy Clean Car Wash.
From the gas in your car to the heat in your home and the roads that you drive on, our work powers daily life. We are USW Local 71, the proud men and women of the Whiting Refinery. We're not just refinery workers. We're your friends and neighbors, raising our families here, shopping in the same stores, and cheering in the same stands. USW Local 71, powering the region because we are the region.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hey, everybody. AM 1230, WJOB 104.7 FM, the voice and face of the Calumet region. 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop 4, Dan Ryan, it's definitely lighter than normal. As a matter of fact, it's a really light traffic day. I'm not really sure why. It's Bishop Ford and the Dan Ryan is probably about 50% of what it normally is. Skyway Toll Road, Barman I-65. Last time I was in here on Tuesday, there was a fatality on the Borman, and that was awful. And I saw some of the pictures of that, and it was basically I don't know if it was a small SUV or a car went underneath the truck in death, and then they picked up. The other person was sent up to Chicago. I don't know if they made it or not. But anyways, traffic's moving along well. In terms of the weather, let's call it beautiful weather right now. Beautiful weather to go put some roofs on. High up 40 today. Right now it's only 24 degrees at the Strack and Van Til Studios on Radio Center behind Smith Chevrolet in Hammond. And it goes up to a high of 40. And then tomorrow it gets even better, mostly sunny and warmer, and a high of 51. And then Saturday, periods of clouds and sun and a high of 53. And then by Sunday, it's sunny and a high of 56. Don't forget, tonight you will be able to hear Griffith at Highland and boys basketball. Morton, or watch. You might be able to hear that one. I don't know if I think that one's on the radio too. Griffith at Highland and boys basketball. Morton at Calumet and boys basketball, and Hobart at Andrain and boys basketball. You can watch all those by just downloading the app, the JED TV /Heartland Sportsnet app on your phone or in your living room. Dave Kuziak is with us. Kuz, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
It's been a while.
Hey, everybody! What's going on? Is that an homage to
Dave
Ennis?
Can you guys hear okay?
Yeah. Mine actually you could put down just a tad.
All right. Well, I don't know which one you're on.
Hey, everybody! What's going on? What did Therm Free say? Well, you're absolutely right about that, Dave.
Frankie, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, except my voice.
What do you mean, except your voice?
Well,
I don't notice anything.
I got a little problem with my voice.
Yeah, I think it sounds good, man. I was looking around for Mickey Mouse, but there it is.
That's exactly what lady told me the other day. I was at Greg Place, and this lady, she was a bank vice president in Monster. She asked me, "Are you working for Disney?"
Oh.
It was funny.
You can't do that. Someone from Disney's going to be upset, Frankie. You can't say that.
No.
Hey, I tend to hang out with people that don't get their feelings hurt. So I knew you weren't going to get your feelings hurt by comparing you to Mickey Mouse, but I couldn't.
Are there people that get their feelings hurt? I thought that everyone that you hang out with does that.
No, just me.
Well, I mean, Frankie comes out of EC with a little hardened skin. The only thing about EC people is, as soon as I start dating a Mexican gal from EC, every EC person that I ever met tries to tell her what a loser I am and that she shouldn't date me. That's what I think of EC.
He's from Chicago, though.
I know, but he spent a lot of time in EC.
He's been in EC for a long time, but he came from Chicago.
Yeah.
Frank, when did you come from Chicago? How old were you?
1960, I was 23 and a half.
Oh, really? Why'd you come down here?
Reasons, business.
Business. I love that. Only in East Chicago. He went to work for the mob. He started collecting.
I was working in Chicago.
In Chicago.
So, what does, I haven't heard this word in a long time. Bolita.
Bolita. It's not there anymore. Wait a minute. It's not there.
I'll talk like that too.
But check this out. It's not there in Chicago, but it's anywhere that they got.
It's legal.
Yeah, they got it everywhere now, right?
Do they still have it somewhere? Is it still a little bit underground?
No.
Some people ask me, let me run the Bolita and I give you 50%. But I got to use your name. No, you know using my name. I'm not going back in there. I'm 89. I'm going to be 90.
How many places, Frankie, how many places did you guys have to collect from at your heyday?
Well, we didn't have to really go to many places because we have people coming to one place.
But how many places could people play the Bolita?
At the time?
Yeah.
At any bar. And we have more than 50 bars.
That's what East Chicago is at. It's 50 bars. You could play anywhere.
Well, all the bars weren't in East Chicago. You could play it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that in East Chicago, and we were talking on the way here, and Frankie's going to get into why he's here and why his voice is the way that it is.
I know.
But we were laughing on the way here because we were taking Indianapolis Boulevard, and it was a 3-year project, by the way. 3-year project. It was putting people out of business, but I said, even at your heyday now, you wouldn't have been able to collect the money you had because back then everyone was working in the mill or working for the city and everybody had money. And there were 65,000 people in East Chicago. Now there's 27,000. But there's still a need for it. People are always still going to gamble.
Look at Casablanca. They were closed. They opened a couple of years ago for 3 months. And they started fixing the road again.
They closed.
That's it. It's been closed now for over a year.
It was a 3-year project?
3-year project.
It looks really nice, but man, they did work slow.
Can you imagine having a business on Indianapolis Boulevard, a retail business for 3 years? No, you were people don't come to do business there. I'm talking
they
about.
Better not. I closed the door at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Don't come here.
They already did.
Yeah, they did it through Hammond. But now, evidently, they're going to go further south into Highland and into Cherville.
They've already done they're making it 4 lanes.
Yeah.
And they've already started doing the utilities. I'm on that road 3 times a day.
Yeah.
It's
can you imagine, like, if you have a business in Highland or Cherville?
They're pushing 30 all the way, or they're pushing Kennedy all the way straight through to 30.
Yeah, but there's no business in there, though.
No, there's a few, but some of them are. It definitely is a different project, but you're going to want to stay away from that. They're already doing it now. They're not where they're. Tommy Schmidt, when I had him on my show, 20 years ago they wanted to do that project. It was $20 million. They waited 20 years. It's an $80 million project. Same project.
Hey, Puerto Rican Frankie. Dave wasn't kidding when he said you used to work for the mob, right?
He said that I didn't.
He's still worried about the statutes of limitation.
Hey, how many times you been? Did you go away to camp?
3 times.
3 times total years?
14 and a half.
14 and a half. I remember when you used to call my show, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And you'd be talking and you'd telling a story or something. And like, "Oh, I'm walking around. I'm walking." I'm like, "Oh, you walk?" I go, "What do you mean you're walking?" You go, "I'm walking around my basement." And I know where you live. And I'm like, that basement can't be very big.
How many did you do? 100? How many laps?
123.
123 laps.
He would do so many laps around that basement. But part of that was being, in camp or in prison and having kind of a small space to do your walking, right? No?
In prison, you got a big yard.
You could go out. Did you walk in the yard a lot?
More than half a mile.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, 1 lap.
Yeah, but I mean, you would walk around your cell sometimes too, no?
There's a lot of people in there that you become friends with.
Yeah.
And you walk and talk.
I could see you talking.
When in Chicago, I used to walk at that park.
Yeah.
But I had a problem. I'm walking this way. People coming the other way. They stop me and say, "Hey, Frankie, I got to talk to you." Well, if you got to talk to me, why don't you continue walking with me? Why do you have to stop?
Hey, I'll tell you what. Back in the day, if you told me to turn around, I'd turn around. I don't want that problem. Just don't tell my wife not to marry me.
If you want a favor, you walk the same direction as him. You want to stop him while he's doing his daily walk.
Frankie, Dave said that I could maybe make a little bit of joshing with you. But you're facing a serious situation right now. Do you want to share it?
Yeah. Why
Okay,
not?
let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, November 23, I was walking in my basement, and I almost fell flat on my face from this knee. So I went to my doctor, and they sent me to an orthopedics in Munster. And he checked me. He says, it's a little bit bad. I can give you a shot. I said, no, I don't want that cortisone shot, no. He said, well, I have to operate you on your knee, half a knee. I said, well, it's okay, no problem. My insurance paid for it. I don't care. So what happened? He said, you got to see a cardiologist. I said, excuse me?
Yeah, excuse me. You need to say that again. What?
He says, you got to see a cardiologist.
A cardiologist?
Yeah.
Over your knee?
Yeah, but well, let me get to it. So I said, excuse me? I said, what is a cardiologist? He said, you don't know what a cardiologist is? I said, well, why should I? I've never been sick in my life. So he told me he's a heart doctor, and they had to check, make sure that when they put the thing in your face, your heart can take it. So we went to see a cardiologist. No. Oh, yeah, and he told me, you got an AFib. And what is AFib? I had a problem with my heart. So they give me these pills, Eliquis, and I called my family, like, I got sweatpants at home. I got the temperature at 74. First time.
It's a little warm, dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't warm, though.
Sweatpants, a sweatshirt, sweat socks, a hat, and I had to put a heater right in front of my face to watch the TV. That's how cold I was. So I said, I ain't taking this pill no more. So I called the doctor. I went to see the doctor. You're not taking the pill? I said, no. It damages my body. So he said, well, in that case, I have to put a watchman in your heart. I don't know what a watchman is. I still don't know. So he said, your heart is pumping from the right side to the left side, but from the left coming to the right, it's not doing it properly. So we decided we'll do that. And we went to community hospital. They put the watchman in my heart. And then I had to see the cardiologist 10 days later, which I did. I went. It was November 17, and I went to see the cardiologist the 26th. I was fine. So, November 28th, I called my daughter in Pennsylvania, and this came in. And she said, Papi, what happened? I said, I don't know. I said, and I explained to her what I did.
What do you mean? Your voice was different? Yeah.
Like this. So she said, what are you going to do? I'm going to see my cardiologist Monday. I went there. She wasn't there. And the nurse told me, that had nothing to do with your operation. I said, I didn't say that. I just want to know if you're going to give me any kind of narcotic to recuperate my voice. She said, she'll call you back. She called me. She made an appointment for me. 7 weeks later. 7 weeks, I can be dead.
So you're only
that's our health system in the United
only
States.
89, dude. Relax, okay? You got plenty of time.
I want to make it to my 90s.
There you go.
All right.
So anyway.
Wait a second, real quick. How old are your sisters and all this? So when you talk about how old they live in their life.
My sister would have been 100. The other one would have been 91. And the one in Chicago right now, I got one left. She's at home. She go June 18th, she could be 95.
They live into their 90s, this family.
Wow. All right, well, keep going. All right, so your voice, they start working on your heart and your voice changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they made me an appointment with Dr. Hussein.
Yeah, I know him.
Her.
There's a Dr. Hussein that is also a heart doctor that's a man. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, this is
probably married.
This is throat doctor.
Oh, okay. The one I know is a cardiologist.
And she showed me, she put a camera to my nose, and my son always be sitting there, and the computer was here, and I'd seen the lungs, and she says, it looks like you got cancer. I'm gonna check on the insurance. If they pay for it, we're gonna take a biopsy. And they did a biopsy a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and they told me they had cancer in my vocal cords. So that's the reason I'm talking like this. So tomorrow, I gotta go to St. Catherine Hospital for speech therapy and 2 CT scans. Make sure my cancer is spread. And then Friday, I gotta go to community. They gotta make a special mask to give me radiation. For every person who got cancer on the vocal cord or the throat, they gotta make a special mask so radiation don't escape.
Yeah. So it hits the right spot.
So that's it. Up to right now, my son came from Texas to make sure that everything is okay and drive me around because I won't be able to drive.
You won't? Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, why not?
All right, man.
Wait, you don't like these Chicago hugs? Look at that.
I'll hug this guy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear the diagnosis. So
one of the things that we wanted to do.
Hold on. Yeah. So you basically have throat cancer. Is that right?
No, vocal cords.
Vocal cord cancer. Which, as a radio guy,
which is much better than throat cancer.
It's a little different. Now, what are they saying? I mean, are they giving you so much time, or I don't know?
They gave me 3 options, and the first option was radiation, 25 radiation, 5 days a week, and if it doesn't work too good, go up to 35, 38. And if it doesn't work, they can cut it off. But they can't guarantee that everything's going to come off. And the third option was, I can write it out. I don't want to write it out.
Write it out. Did they? And I went through this with my mother, and I took her up to Rush 5 days a week. So when they say write it out, Frankie, they normally don't do this, but did they say if you wrote it out that what they thought your life expectancy would be with it?
No, everything. My son is doing everything, so I don't know what my son's on. I don't know if it's into me right now. But
so you had 3 options, and which one did you choose?
Radiation.
Radiation.
So are you doing that now?
No, I start the 23rd, a week from Monday.
So, I'm just sorry to hear that, and I kind of apologize for making the joke or whatever, but I already knew what it was.
I'm going to tell you a joke afterwards.
I mean, I'm not making all your buddies doing the same thing, making the same joke.
They have to. That's how we get through it.
That's how you get through it. But I do apologize. I was a little insensitive. Yeah.
I want it to be that way.
I think that might be the first time in my life I apologize to you about anything because you can pretty much take anything with your past. Well. Is it possible if they have to remove them that you wouldn't be able to talk anymore?
We haven't talked about that yet, but they're talking about, what do you call that, a little microphone?
Yeah, they put a little microphone.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, today when we're doing this, Adriana just came in, Hammond, Adriana Alvarez. She runs the podcast network. We could.
Her grandma and grandpa live right down the street from him for many years.
I'm sorry.
She's a Lemos.
Oh.
They live right down the street from you.
You're a Lemos?
Right on the 41st cent. Her grandma and grandpa lived a block away from him for many. They lived right across the street from the Figueroas.
Yeah, but you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's Mexican. I thought you guys didn't get along, or what happened?
That was 100 years.
Yeah, that was a bunch of years ago.
Did you see the picture?
The Mexicans started marrying the Puerto Ricans.
Did I?
No, I remember this. When I lived in Chicago, every Friday at 183rd Avenue the Mexicans kill a Puerto Rican. Every Friday.
Every Friday they would
kill a Puerto Rican.
Kill a Puerto Rican? What is that? What are you talking about?
Did you hear what he just said?
They would want to go to a Spanish bar and there was no Puerto Rican birds on 67th Street where I live, and they went to South Chicago.
So every Friday they would go kill a Puerto Rican. I don't know what you... That might be the name of this podcast segment.
Adriana, I'm going to send you this photo to show you how good Puerto Rican Frankie is with Hispanics. This was when we were at, I think we were at, it was Mexican Independence Day, and we were at, what's the bar over, across from Flo's. You have a Mexico shirt on. So you got Puerto Rican Frankie wearing a Mexico shirt on Mexican Independence Day.
I did it Independence Day.
Well, you got to honor the tradition, right?
Definitely. And plus, I was making money from them.
Yeah, your bolitas. I mean, not that you know what we we don't know what the statute of limitations are, but
he does. He's not taking any chances at age 89. Are you 89 or 88?
No, 89. I remember when I was here with Preacher. No, with Dave. Somebody asked me, or maybe with you. Somebody asked me, "Hey Frankie, how much money did you make in your that time?" I says, "They got a thing they call FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. You apply for that, you find out."
Can we show this on the air?
That would be
millions.
That would be a FOIA request.
Yeah.
Frankie, just for, Adriana obviously won't know this, but at one point you were in prison for a very long time, and I'll just give a little summation, but you wrote something on, what was it, a napkin or an envelope or a piece of paper or whatever?
Concerning what?
That you gave to the Supreme Court?
No, I didn't do that. I did something legally. But I had a friend of mine that was with me in the law library, and he made decorations because the laws are so big. Like, for instance, what I got indicted for violating the state of Indiana law under this 1955 capital I or lowercase I. I did the wrong one. That's why I got indicted. Violating the state of Indiana federal law, or state laws.
But ultimately, you got let out of prison, right?
I'm sorry?
Didn't you get let out of prison at one point for winning at the Supreme Court? Or
yes.
What happened there?
Well, this is the case I was talking about. I did all the paperwork, and this guy typed it up for me. And then I like to say 2001, 2002 was my last day to file my appeal under Section 2255. 2255 is a thing that the lawyers don't know anything about it because it's when you're in jail, and you do that for work. And I did that, and the hack that was sitting on the desk, it was November 27, 2001, 2002, one of the manila envelope. And what I did was, I finished my appeal, and I lost. But, no, I take it back. The federal prosecutor asked for an extension. And when they asked for an extension, that gave me an extension. So in the meantime, I got to Chicago sometime, and I read about Cicchini, a guy from Chicago Heights, used to own the pocket machines and all that. And he won the case in the 7th Circuit concerning this. So I reappealed, and I put that in there. And I remember Judge Scalia says, if I play a number and I win and they don't pay me, I quit. And that's the problem Mr. Santos had. So he had to pay the people. And furthermore, while he was going to court, he's still running the number and paying taxes, and the government was taking the money.
So he's paying his taxes.
So this was Judge Scalia was the one that pointed that out about your case, that you would have had to pay the guy, Yeah,
and that's why they threw the case out.
So I don't understand. You were in prison.
That was the third time.
Yeah.
The third time. So basically, it was. So what ended up happening? I'll say this is me speaking, not Frankie. When the boats came in, they put everyone out of business, and so they told everybody to get out of business, and they were still operating a little bit, and so the boats came in, and there's a new sheriff in town, no pun intended, and he wasn't the sheriff anymore. So when the boats came in, they knocked all the gambling houses out. They took everybody out, and this is what I said when I got involved with trying to get Gary this convention center, and I was talking to Schufert, Matt, the general manager there. I said, Matt, here's what you need to do that the old group didn't do. In 95, 96, when they were bringing the boats in East Chicago and Hammond and Gary, they lied to everybody. They gave everyone wish lists. They said this is going to happen. We're going to take care of everyone. It's going to be like a beautiful world for everyone. Don't you remember in Hammond they were going to open up all these restaurants? The exact opposite happened. Yep. They shut everybody down. Because when you walk into, and he knows this, Matt knows this, he goes, we want to make sure that we're share all the wealth. When you share all the wealth, you're going to get an accumulation of people together. They shut all these guys down. Well, he's Puerto Rican. You don't want to listen to him. So when the state, the biggest taxpayer in the state of Indiana is the casinos. And so they're going to put everyone else out of business, which is what they did. I say this all the time, and I've said it, I'll say it till the day I die. And nothing against the boats, because I go to Hard Rock all the time. If you ask me if the region was better when these guys were running it and all the money stayed local, or the money's going to Vegas or wherever it's at, I would say it was better when they ran it. But that day's over. So all we could do now is exponentially use this as economic development, which they have. We're going to have a casino or $500 million. We may get the Bears. Who knows? That's a different issue, which is very, very interesting if you saw what happened yesterday. So it all comes back to who has the biggest hammer, and they had the biggest hammer until someone else had a bigger hammer.
They still do. They can hammer everything at once.
They had the biggest hammer.
Yep.
How long did they sentence you for?
17.5 years.
And how long did you serve before you won your appeal?
6.5 years.
6.5 years?
But it's federal, so he's going to have to do 85%.
Yeah.
87
and a half. We were to show you at East Chicago, we were at the party. The Eos de Berenque was the old one. Frankie's going to jail, so we have a party for him. I was at the party. So, remember me? A big party. And so, this whole thing with Bad Bunny and all this other stuff. Puerto Rican music is its own beast, and we had a great time. Always dancing, always drinking, always eating, and it was a great time. I thought the old Eos de Berenque was better than the new one. The new one has sound issues. The old one was much better. But where else do you do
For
that?
over 140 years, the Central Midwest...
Wait, that means we got to take a break. We'll take a short break.
It's okay. You're good.
No, we'll take it.
We have, you guys only have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So.
Are they coming today?
Yeah.
Take a couple callers.
Are
if
you
don't
sure?
Mind for him.
Yeah, North Towns are supposed to come in today.
Hey, listen, that's his cousin. So that's his nephew.
Who?
Who do you think? Who's the township trustee?
Adrian.
Why do you think Adrian Santos is the township trustee? Because his last name wasn't Santos? Come on. I mean, running in East Chicago with the last name Santos is like, is like running in Chicago with Daly.
All right, we're going to take a couple phone calls. You're right. We only got a few more minutes. So let's go. 219-845-1100. You want to talk to Puerto Rican Frankie? Kind of a weird day in that Frankie's basically telling us that he has cancer and that we're going to deal with it. And
also, this may be the last time that I want you to talk to the people, because this may be the last time you hear his voice. I mean, once you start taking radiation in your throat, that might be it.
So do we have, just to make it clear, Adriana can go into the software and she can make your voice lower, and when we replay this and so forth. Are you okay if we doctor it a little bit? Yeah, we won't do too much to it.
You think that's what he's worried about right now?
Well, I just want to get permission,
He's going to keep his life.
We do got a caller on the line.
Yeah, hey, you're on the air. What's up?
Well, happy birthday, Puerto Rican Frankie. And you'll do good with the radiation. You'll do okay.
December 9th.
And I want to apologize. I want to apologize to Kuziak.
No, don't worry about that.
I really miss you.
Let's focus on Frankie.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish. I want you back, and we'll never flush the toilet on you again. And Jed, I don't think it was pot. I think when you fell out of that canoe, I think in the little Cal River, I think you had drank a little bit too much of that water. And Jed, you never mentioned that Pam Bondi said everyone needs to apologize that there was no Russian collusion, and I made a cartoon of it. But, I had some kind of fungus, Puerto Rican Frankie, and they zapped me 38 times. So you'll be good. I promise you. You'll be okay. So good luck, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks a lot. 219.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you. 219-845-1100. You are on the air with Puerto Rican Frankie. Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, I heard a couple years ago there was this guy who had cancer, and at the time he had to go to Mexico for the treatment, and he's been cancer-free for 52 years, and the treatment was Laotril and bioenzyme.
Okay. There's all sorts of new treatments out there, and I'm sure that Frankie's Dr. Hussein and whoever else he's dealing with will be right on top of those treatments, right?
I got two friends. I got Spike's wife.
Look, bring his cousin in here, nephew. These are his friends. This is his.
All right, hold on.
Like you've been
Sit down.
I was listening.
Go ahead and sit down, and I'll give you my thing.
Did you know about that,
go ahead.
Adrian? Did you know? Hold up. Let Adrian sit down.
Here, you sit down, and I told you to sit down, and you're still standing. What are you doing?
Look, he's raising his voice to two Puerto Ricans. There's two Puerto Ricans in here, and you got a white guy raising his voice to Puerto Rican.
Yo puedo hablar español si yo tengo que, all right?
He's going to get a beat down.
That was so bad.
Hey, he's going to get
puedo hablar español si necesito. Yeah, that's
all right. Hey, listen, thank you for calling in. And
there's a couple people that want to call. Can we get to a few? Please run through them, because some of his friends want to say hello.
All right, keep going. You keep going, huh? Oh, there's nobody calling.
Right, 219-845-1100. Listen, a few people that had called me that wanted to talk to Frankie. 219-845-1100. Frankie has announced that he has throat cancer or vocal cord cancer. The reason I brought him in here is because he's been on here for so many years. You realize that he used to do the Hispanic music show for many, many years. He's been in here.
WTH.
And so in WLTH, he may not be able to speak to you people again. So there's a few people that wanted to call in. If you wanted to call in, 219-845-1100. You guys are
I'm going to talk to your cousin. How's this making you feel right now?
Well, it's never a good thing to hear that a family member is going through, Frankie's going through it. So, but here, Frankie's 89 years old. Listen, if there's a fighter in any of this, that's the guy. This is the guy that went to the law department in college, in his college, and went up there and was able to put together some information that got judged. What was it, Scalia, you said?
Scalia, yeah.
Somebody look at it and say, you know what? Yeah, he's wronged. Let this man out.
He won at the Supreme Court. How many people can say that in the United States of America? He went to jail 3 times. He won at the Supreme Court.
Myself and my brothers, a couple of his sons, we went and got him. We went and got him.
Oh, I didn't know that. You were the one that went and got him?
And then,
we went and got him.
That's the best part. I got a daughter close to Ashland, Kentucky. I was in Ashland. And they all stayed by my daughter drinking all night. And then my daughter...
Celebration.
My daughter and her husband, it's one way going this way to pick you up. They came in drunk one way this way.
In the mountains somewhere, something way up there in the sticks.
That's like a story when your brother went and got you. He's like, you got to, we're here. You got to go get him. What are you talking about? I got to go in.
My daughter got 40 acres on a tri-state area. Because I went to her wedding in 1996. Anyway, you stand there and you look West Virginia, Ashland, Kentucky, and Ohio.
You could see them all from one place? From her place?
She's at the mountain, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a teacher in Cincinnati, so the weekend she's there, the rest of the week she's in Cincinnati.
Beautiful land, though. Beautiful
It's
land.
beautiful land.
It was.
So you and your brothers went down and picked him up from prison?
We had an RV. My cousin, his son, Johnny and Joe, they had an RV. We jumped in the RV, and we all went down there. We went to go.
I mean, I got all sorts of inappropriate jokes about a bunch of Puerto Ricans getting in a RV to go pick up their uncle from prison. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff there.
I mean, you also
and they love and if we brought you to Goodfellas or Cuyahoga, we'd love to sit down and hear every one of those, and then we would come right back at you for being Polish and Dutch and German, and everybody would be okay, and everyone would buy everybody around, and no one would get canceled.
Yeah.
But that's the old way.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who's gotten nearly canceled?
Yeah. Is there anyone, Adriana? A few people are going to call him.
It's not the township time right now.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not.
I got 5 Latins running against me in this race. What do you think? Frankie, I think it's a kill a Puerto Rican again, I think. But let me tell those 5 people, good luck. You better pack a lunch. I don't, I just wanted to make sure.
Do you really have 5 people running against you?
Yeah, I think there is about 5 running.
Is that this May?
Yeah, 5 Latins.
You got 5 Latins against you?
Yeah.
So are Kevin and I doing election night coverage?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so
you
here's
can come
the deal.
back whenever you're ready.
Here's the deal with this, and I said this earlier. He goes, "Who's coming in?" Running against DeSantos is a tough thing to do, and so plus he's done a good job. He's doing the job. He's doing the job. But I'm just saying that it's just all, and I'm hearing all about the next year already, and it's all politics, and you can't go over there without all that stuff going on. But it's a full contact sport, and Frankie wants to be around for that. Correct? I mean, he's been through a few of those.
I want to say something about this. In 1963, his uncle, Adrian Sr., I have too many Adrians anyway.
Who you telling?
On the 3820, something like that. And we had a meeting there with Nicosia. Nicosia was just elected. He hasn't taken office yet.
Mayor Nicosia.
Before
he was
mayor-elect.
Mayor-elect. Okay.
Anyway, I raised better than 100 people in Indiana Harbor to vote for Nicosia. I don't know anybody left except me.
So he's the last man standing is what he's saying.
Yeah. And if anybody's out there listening, get a hold of me. Call me at home.
Wait a second. In 1963, you got all those people to vote for Nicosia.
Yeah.
And they're all passed? They're all gone?
I don't see nobody that I know since I played. I was at the Jose Maria. There were people in there. They were going to.
Yeah.
So
is Louis DeJesus still running it? Is Louis DeJesus still running the?
He is there. He's there.
Is Robert running it? Who's running the?
It's a young lady. The president is a young lady by last name.
Jehovah's Witness, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know her, but I do know that she.
I don't know her either.
I know her. I believe her last name is Gonzalez, but. And I may be mistaken, but yeah, no. Those gentlemen still go. They still frequent the Yehuda Borinque, but yes.
So in all of like the years that you were involved in East Chicago and all of the, I guess, kind of politics, but also the Bolita and stuff. I mean, are there any people still around from when you used to kind of run things at times?
They're around. I haven't seen them.
You've outlived everybody.
Big Danny's still living.
Yeah.
Big Dan. We see Big Dan.
Don't forget, Danny's only 76.
Yeah, he's Danny's 76. That picture of the 3 of us right there behind you is at Flo's place. That was Big Dan.
Dan McCardle?
And myself, Big Dan. I'll take that one to my grave right there.
I'm with Frank. Is that what it says?
And see that?
Yeah.
So that's over at Flo's place. And
that was back when Kuziak was.
No, that was after my surgery. That's
a little bit thinner then.
That's after
got a mustache too.
That was right after. That actually was right after my heart surgery.
All right. Well, hey,
I want Frankie to say, Frankie, I brought you here for a reason, and I want to make sure that you tell people because we hope to have you on again. So for those people, Frankie has been a big part of this region. I believe that you are a living legend, and a lot of people, yes, we know the side of the fact that you went away, but a lot of people don't realize this, and I want people to understand this. This man took care of more people in Northwest Indiana, okay? He buried more people that didn't have money, with the township, talking about the township. He buried people in Puerto Rico, and I'm talking about buried them because they didn't have, and paid for people's families that were sick, put all kinds of money out on the street to take care of people. And he's in need now. and he may not be able to talk again. And the history that he has said on these airwaves, that is a part of the history here, he may not be able to verbalize that anymore. And I think that that's important. And a lot of people wanted. I talked to a lot of people that called me. That's why I'm surprised. Next, if when we get you back here, we got to get you back here where you can listen to people. They wanted to give their heartfelt just wishes and prayers for you as you go through this, because you've been through a lot, and I agree with your nephew, cousin, that you're the biggest fighter that I've seen, and you're 89 years old and you're going in to take radiation. So we're all behind you.
I'm looking forward to go to Puerto Rico in June, to go to New York also in June, and celebrate my 90th birthday. Big time. Last time we had in and out 600 people. This time,
when's your birthday?
December 9th.
December 9th. So, Adrian, we should do this. We should rent one of the halls in Wicker Park. No, we should rent one of the halls.
RV.
No,
I thought he was going to say rent an RV and then drive down to New York with him. I was like,
well, let me talk to Nikki. She's in charge. So, Nikki, what we need to do is get seriously, as he battles this, we should celebrate his 90th birthday at Wicker Park, and we should all celebrate, and you're going to be there. And that's what that should be our goal.
I'm game.
All right, one more phone call. Someone wants to talk to you, a special phone call. And you're on the air with Puerto Rican Frankie. Go ahead.
Hey, Frankie, it's Don and Chucker. We just called to say we love you, and we're praying for you, and you're going to get through this, man.
Chucker, thank you. Are you in town, or are you still in Florida? Chucker?
We're in Florida.
You're in Florida.
Oh, okay. So have you talked to Bob?
Yeah, we'll be home. We'll be home March 17th to see you, Frankie.
I know, you told me. I talked to you the other day. I appreciate that, and I thank you for praying for me. Hopefully, I'll be a brand new guy when this thing is over.
Hey, man, thanks for calling in, both of you.
You'll be here.
All right,
can't wait to see you for your 90th birthday.
Hey, if Adrian, if you don't mind, one last call or one time around, 219-845-1100. I know a few people that had called me wanted to call. This is your last time. If you want to, last time during the show.
See the wariness on your face.
I'm like 14 minutes past the moment here for I got.
This is the first
spots.
time
Yeah.
that it's his family.
So
right
I'll
here.
tell you what, we'll do it again. Okay, because these guys got to come on, and people are waiting for the program. And you used to do radio.
Let him get his last question in, and then we'll end.
No, I'm just saying anyone that wants to get a call into him, if you give them a minute. If not, that's fine. People, 219-845-1100.
Yeah,
if not, we'll have you. Okay, then I want to thank you, Frankie, for everything that you've done. I mean this. You've been a part of our family forever, and my dad's been gone for 30 years. And I don't know. This is true. I don't know a life without a Puerto Rican Frankie. And so we need another 10 years out of you, brother. Okay, and that's what we need.
If I do, I hope I am the way I am now. Be very outgoing, be able to talk, keep my mind up, and whatever.
And one last thing. 89 years old. It is a little over 7:30 in the morning, and he's sitting here in the radio show. How many 89-year-old do you know that get up, drive their cars, and come to a radio show to speak to people that love him and talk just in general? Not many. This guy's a fighter.
He's
a
fighter.
fighter.
And then he comes in, and then we make fun of him.
Yeah, and then it's something about Puerto Ricans dying on Friday or something like that.
He said Puerto Ricans getting killed by Mexicans on Friday.
Look at it. And I married a Mexican.
Yeah.
My wife, babe, don't kill me. No.
So you want? I got to tell this real quick. And this is terrible, but you want to talk about the way we live, and it's Fig. So Fig had problems with his throat, and he thought that it was medical. Nikki's former brother or past brother-in-law, widower of his sister. Sister's a widower. At the club, he couldn't speak for a while, and he thought it was just something wrong. So here's how it is in East Chicago. You ever see that Legends of the Fall movie where a guy has a stroke and he can't talk? We were going to give Fig a board where he could write and put it around his throat. Is that bad? No, we're all friends. We're just joking around. Now, if you do that, you're like, oh my gosh, can you believe what they were doing, Tim? So when you told that joke,
via chalkboard.
with the chalkboard, we're making fun of them, and that's just the reality of the world we lived in.
Here, when I found out, I knew, but when I heard what was going on, I called them and I said, hey man, at his last birthday party, this last one we went, and I hurt the throat, and I'm like, hey, and he thought it was something else, and we all thought, okay, well, you'll be all right. And then, we get the phone call, it's not good. I go over there, and this guy's on the phone, he's screaming, he's yelling, and I walk in, and I'm looking at him like, there's nothing wrong with him. I was like,
you know what? The worst part of it is they told him he's not supposed to be talking.
Yeah, I told him that there. I'm like, hey,
well, what are you doing? Bringing him in here then? If he's not, you're not supposed to be talking.
No, but you know what he does? He points at a book and he gives me a book with all this writing on there, and I'm like, we got to get him an Etch-a-Sketch so he can write on it, and he can just keep,
Did you see what he said? We got to get him an Etch-a-Sketch. That's what we do. It's okay to do this in this world.
In 1975, I had a fall in my vocal cords. And I went to St. Margaret Hospital, and they snatched it. And then I had to go to WNTH Saturday and Sunday to broadcast my program. And they told me, you can't talk. I said, so I engineered the program.
He went and did a radio program the next day.
I your mic open, your mic open.
Doctors had to be extremely happy about that. Like, I can just see the doctor like, Frank.
Did you hear what he said earlier? He said, take me off Eloquist. I'm not living with this. Okay, we're going to have to do something else.
Hey, guys, Dave Kuziak's in here, Puerto Rican Frankie, and Adrian Santos, his relative also. As much as it's been kind of fun, it has also been very somber, and that Frankie is going on a journey to start taking some radiation for cancer, and we're all praying for you and wishing you well, and we hope to have you again.
Thank you. I'll be back.
All right. That'll do it. Adriana Alvarez is going to take over. Please don't go anywhere. Hold on. Don't put your stuff down. What are you guys doing?
Am I the only one that's still sitting? I was, and I'm like, I thought
you start throwing your stuff down there, and then can you still hear me? By the way, hey. Anyways, we're gonna have the North Township Trustee Show coming up, and then after that, Adriana's gonna PNW today. So we got to rock and roll, and we'll be right back on the Voice and Face of the Region.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much